Europeans, what is something you've heard about America or seen on television and wondered if it were true? The yellow school buses. I couldn't believe they were actually a thing when I first went to the US. My friend from the Netherlands couldn't stop taking pictures of them. It was hilarious. Can you really turn right at a crossroads even if the traffic light is red? Usually yes. It looks as though in all the American TV movies I have seen that all Americans have to file their own taxes. Is this true? In the UK this is done automatically by your employer. Are prices in stores marked tax-free and they tell you the full price at the checkout? Until this afternoon, the gun shops. My mate is in Vegas at the moment and he just posted a pic of him in a shop that looks almost identical to the ones in GTA. I had just assumed that GTA was exaggerating. GTA V is almost exactly like driving around Southern California. My friends and I marveled at how close it looks to real streets here. Are house parties common and are they like in the movies? With plus 30 drunk people and freaking everywhere? I've never been to a house party where freaking was everywhere, but yes, 30-40 plus drunk people with a few rooms where people kind of disappear to and come out awkwardly. Can you really end up at an elite university when you're dumb as a brick but good at sports? Yes, is the short answer. Is New York City really as busy as it looks in movies? On TV it looks like there's a billion people jammed in there, with everyone moving shoulder to shoulder in one huge angry mass and you could lose a child if you blink. Is that just put on for the cameras to look busy? None of the cities here are anywhere like that. Yes and no. Usually, in my experience, that's only around Manhattan, and although not as extreme as a lot of movies show it, there are a lot of focused people walking around. Generally the only time I see that many people huddled around is near a large subway station. I had a couple from Seattle stay at my flat for a couple days as couchsurfers and I was quite surprised to hear them call each other honey or hon just like in the movies. It's easy to get a weapon. I read Walmart sells weapons, so how is the process to get one? In Texas, buying a firearm is pretty easy. You go and whoever is selling the firearm will do a quick background check, but if you're clean, you can walk out with a gun in under 30 minutes. Is it really that risky to walk into a ghetto neighborhood in a big city, or is it more something people just say? Always wondering, as we have bad neighborhoods here as well. But if you walk through them at night, you really aren't that much more unsafe than in other parts of cities. In short, are there really no-go areas? Crap, I don't even live near the city and there are areas I don't even like going to in the daytime. Jaywalking. How likely are you to get in trouble for it and what are the punishments like? I'm British and as a kid had no idea what jaywalking was. It was mentioned in American TV but never explained, so I assumed it was some sort of overly flamboyant walking. Do people really have air conditioners just hanging out of windows, only held in place by the window itself? It seems crazy and safe. Yes, but window units are designed to be held in like that and are generally really safe when installed right. Is there really such a strict attitude towards teenagers drinking alcohol in UK? Zero fricks are given. Legal drinking age is 21 nationwide, and if a teen gets caught by the cops they can get in some pretty good trouble. Do the police really come to parties where people under the age of 21 are drinking and arrest everyone? Not arrest, but they will hand out citations to the easy targets. Mostly they just break it up. Do you guys seriously use those red cups at parties? Why not just drink straight out of the bottle or can? We do. They are cheaper to use than real cups, and usually kegs are present which really aren't easy to pass around. Are the portions of food as big as everyone makes out? I've had a lot of people come back from the States and tell me that the amount of food you get on a plate is insane. I'm not talking about fine dining here. I'm flying over in a little over a week and I need to know if I should prepare myself. Is it really flat, dry and arid in some places? I've seen pictures or shows of colleges and towns that look like they're in the middle of nowhere and there are no hills or mountains for miles. Also, what is a Klondike bar? America is incredibly diverse. You name a climate and it is here somewhere. I can go from cold snow in the Rocky Mountains to the hot dry desert of Phoenix. Yes, the desert looks just like the cartoons. Klondike bar is a hunk of ice cream covered in chocolate. This is a common novelty and comes in many forms. I haven't had one in years, but now I think I need one. Do you really tip everyone for everything, even if the service was terrible? My son ran outside to stop the ice cream truck yesterday. My Italian exchange student stuck her head out her bedroom window and yelled, "Oh my, they do exist, just like the movies." Not European, but always wanted to know just how popular is this spray cheese in a can stuff over there in the US. It's called Cheese Whiz, I think. Do many people actually eat that, or is it a sometimes food? USA is the only place I've heard of that has this product. Asking the important questions today. Are weeks of paid vacation really that uncommon? Yes. The average corporation starts at 5 paid days off per year. As you get promoted, you graduate to 10 days, then 15, etc. But Americans don't take as many days off as Europeans do. Caucasian, is that just a term for white people? Yes, at least on official forms, or if you're very PC, white is way more common for actual conversations. Have you really had that TiVo telly on demand thing for like 15 years? It came out in the UK like 3 years ago. What's going on? When it comes to watching as much TV as we can, I think us Americans have the rest of the world beat. Do you guys really pay everything when having dinner with a girl? That is pretty typical when you first start dating, since you're trying to woo the girl. Once you're in a relationship, things tend to get split a little more. If my girl and I do dinner and drinks, I'll typically pay for dinner, then we will go someplace else for drinks and she'll pay. Why does everyone live in dormitories on campus at university? In Australia, that is pretty much completely unheard of. You either stay living at home or live in a share house off campus. In Britain we live on campus too, then in second and third year, most likely move to an off-campus house with mates. Do you really live in shared rooms at university? I couldn't imagine sharing a room with a stranger past like 15 years old. Is there really that many obese people? Yes. Do you guys really like our accents that badly? Yes, yes, yes. I was always wondering if people really work so many hours, like far over 50-60 hours per week, up to 80 and more, like bankers, lawyers, cops, and especially doctors. Those working at hospitals seem to have no life and be working night and day and always. I'm interested in any occupation. I only named those which I come across most on TV, shown in pretty much in any TV show. Suits, Grey's Anatomy, any crime show. In Europe most of these jobs would not even be allowed by law to work more than 38/40 per week, and we have so many bank holidays where everything apart from bars and restaurants is closed. So apart from 5-week holiday you get to do many bank holidays in addition. Is there really a social stigma against being an atheist? It depends what area of the US you're in. In the Bible Belt, people care, but here in SoCal no one gives a crap. Why are Americans obsessed with saying ass all the time? Everything was badass this or big ass that, and every insult seems to include arse egg, jackass, etc. I'll refer you to Sir Mix-a-Lot, our national expert on all things butt. Does everyone really identify themselves as Irish American or Italian American or German American or whatever, as opposed to just plain old American? The thing with America is that most people can trace their heritage back several generations. Since we can, it is not uncommon to have grandparents or great-grandparents that are immigrants. While many Americans have never been to their homeland, we know where it is. Plus, when you have a Nguyen, Hernandez, and a O'Doyle as good friends, it is easy to guess where everyone is from. Do all of your high schools have that corridor of lockers? I've never seen that in any schools around here, but in American movies they're everywhere. I saw a question about university dorms. Are fraternities such a big deal? It is totally alien to me in Scotland. They can be, but it doesn't have to be. Some people join fraternities, most people don't. If high school really has the tendency to have some main groups who mainly hang out and sit together in the cafeteria, like there are the cheerleaders, the footballers, the nerds, the punks, the scatterboys, etc. And I would like to know if girls are really so mean at high school. Like if one girl or group of girls is popular, she is really a bee and treats other girls, maybe less pretty, nerdy, badly. Since I take more interest in culture and society, I really wonder if white Americans and African Americans are really not hanging out a lot together. Like you have so many shows where all main characters are white. Uncle Charlie, Gilmore Girls, New Girl, California. Well, almost any show which has maybe one token black or Indian or Latino guy, and you have shows where everyone is African American. Prince of Bel-Air, Bill Cosby Show, Everybody Hates Chris. You have been visited by the chunk of good fortune. Like this post to enable good fortune for 26 minutes. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check out another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day, you magnificent people.